Hey guys, Justin from the future here. I just wanted to give everyone a fair warning that the next clip after this one is going to feature an elk leg. I was walking down the trail and found it this morning. I think it is from a mountain lion that was able to successfully take down an elk. But for the folks that are a little bit squeamish or aren't interested in seeing that, I will put a time to skip to right here. And then I'll do a brief pause after this to give you a second to actually jump to that so you don't see anything that you may not want to see. All right, guys. Ooh, that's not a fun thing to run into in the dark. That is either an elk or a cow hoof, which means that there could be a mountain lion or an excited bear somewhere around here. Ooh. Not fun. So, good morning, everyone. What an interesting first thing to say. And I figure, even though I'm going uphill, it'll be better for me to talk because my voice will carry and alert whatever is in the area. Now, funny enough, that is not the first time I have been walking down a trail and come upon an animal leg dismembered like that. I was hunting back in probably 2018. I was hunting Dall sheep in the Chugach mountain range, and I just missed a sheep with my bow, and I was like, well, I'm gonna hike out of my hunting spot, which was 15 miles back in a glacial valley, and I wanted to get out of there because there's a massive storm coming in and I was done with the hunt. And I started walking at about 9 p.m. and it is dark. There's no moon, cloud cover, so it's a lot like what I'm doing now, just going by headlamp. And I knew I was going to get back to the trailhead probably about 3 or 4 in the morning, and Swiss Miss was going to pick me up. So I was walking, and about 2 a.m. I get off the trail. And the reason I get off the trail is because the trail I was on was extremely faint. It was not very well trafficked, and it looked identical to a moose trail. So I would constantly get off the main trail because I saw a moose trail that sometimes was better defined than the actual trail and would accidentally follow that. Keep in mind, this is in the dark. So I was walking and realized I was off the trail, and I looked down and saw a moose leg. It's like, oh shoot, that's not good because we have grizzly and brown bear up there. And I looked up and I see this mound of earth that had been recently disturbed. And if you know anything about brown bear or grizzly bear, they will cache their food. They'll bury it and then they'll come back to eat on it over time, and they will aggressively defend their food pile. So I was like, oh my gosh, and I had a pistol with me, so I loaded my pistol and slowly backed out of there. And found the trail and then hauled butt down that trail as fast as I possibly could to get out of there, because that bear was certainly nearby and it was likely downwind and probably full, which is one of the few reasons why I probably didn't get charged. So that's my other experience with finding a dismembered animal leg in the dark. Now hopefully we are past wherever was chewing on that elk is and out of range. Okay guys, I'll bring you back on. Big climb today. There's a group of cow elk that I just bumped off, but there's a bull on the other side of the ridge that's bugling. It's so interesting how different it is. Well, guys, this is an important moment. This is the last 10,000 foot peak of the trail. Got to get a good look. I can't say I'm too sad, but it is crazy to think. I remember the first one that we got, and now this is the very last. I think we'll hit 9,000 a couple more times, but we will not hit 10,000 again. That is the end of those. And it was a beautiful climb coming up this thing. They did an excellent job on the switchbacks, and lots of wildlife too, so lots of elk. Really neat. Boy, it may not look like it, but it is quite cold. You look here, you can see everything's frosted up. And then we've got, I'm not going to get too close here, but that's frozen right there. It is chilly, a lot colder than I thought it would be here. We've got a elk crossing way out in the meadow. Oh, he's beautiful. I wonder if he sees this. Oh, did you hear that? We are making our way down to Cuba. Got about 6 miles or so until we get into town. Took the old CDT down and now just hopped on this Forest Service road, and should be there in about 2 hours, I think. And might even be able to link up with Blind Spot. She's the hiker that had my shoes for a while. And Wilco, he is the hiker I met all the way back in East Glacier at Luna's Hostel. It would be nice to reunite with them because I haven't seen them since trail days. Actually, before then, I haven't seen them since Steamboat Springs, the beginning of Colorado. So it's been a long, long time. It'll be wonderful to link up with those guys again. All right, guys, a little further to go. Drop down into the lowlands now. And seen a lot more cactus, a lot more sagebrush, a lot more red rock. And getting a little bit more familiar with some paved road walk in New Mexico, which we will become intimately familiar with here shortly, as there are a couple long stretches of paved road walking a little further south of our next resupply after Cuba, which will be Grants, New Mexico. So toughen the feet while we can, just mentally prepare for it. But probably about 3 miles out from town right now. Almost there. Hey guys, so go ahead and get the closeout done for today. Now, let me show you around the room here. As I said previously, there I am laying on the bed. I am in Cuba at the motel here, which is generously provided by Rick, the community supporter. Thank you guys so much. And we're doing the standard pack explosion thing here. Let me get my lazy butt up. We've got various things here. I got a couple resupply items from Swiss Miss. A huge thank you for that. She always sends these things. I initially got these from my sister, but they're made by Dr. Scholl's, and they're little like socks that have hydrating lotion in them, and you just put them on your feet like slippers and just leave them on there for, I think it's 30 minutes. And they really work. I mean, my feet usually come out of the trail are pretty dry and cracked and just beat up in general, and those really do a good job. I recommend those. Anyways, let's look around the rest of the room. So we've got all the toiletry stuff there. I've got my Sawyer squeeze, which I am going to flush. I've got the coupler here, so this just goes on basically right here at the head of it, and then you put the clean water bottle here, and then it forces that water in through there. I think I've demonstrated that before, but it really makes a big difference. And since getting so much cow water lately, there's just a little bit more buildup that's happening within the filter. I don't want to make it sound like I'm not grateful for the cow water. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's more algae in that water, so it does build up a little bit more. But I am extremely gracious for the fact that in the desert, in these dry areas, we can at least get decent H2O. Now I just got the pack items over here. I was able to do laundry, which you saw very briefly. And we've got all the other items laid out. So this will all look like a little bit of a catastrophe until tomorrow morning. Really, all of this will come together in probably 5 minutes. That's one of the cool things. I think I touched on it yesterday, that you just get so used to doing this and it's just routine. And I know back in regular life, if I were trying to pack my bag up or trying to get out of camp or anything like that on like a section hike or an overnight, it takes forever. So I'm trying to appreciate the fact that I've been lucky enough to just repeat and repeat and repeat and get efficient with these things. And yeah, just trying to appreciate the little things on this hike while I've still got some time left, because if we're doing a countdown, I think there's probably 17 or 18 days left on this hike, so just over 2 weeks. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up some video editing, get them uploaded, and then get to bed. I will see you tomorrow morning.